Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this interview. My name is Adam Asher, and it's great to have you joining us today. We have a couple special guests here. We have Zan joining us from Where Gals Wander. Zan, hello.
Hi.
And we also have Andriana, the Southwest Conqueress, joining us today as we talk some travel.
Hi, thanks for having us, Adam.
Well, thank you both for being here. Of course, you're both friends of mine, and appreciate the support that you guys have always shown me and want to do the same for you. I hear you've got an exciting trip coming up, so I figured why not just let's get online here and talk about it, because you guys are going to conquer the loneliest road in America. So, Andriana, let's start with you. What is that, the loneliest road in America? What is it? Where is it?
Absolutely. Well, I think that everyone pretty much knows about Las Vegas and Lake Tahoe in Nevada, right? And those are our friends. But there's also a vast rural area of Nevada that I believe is widely unknown to most travelers. So Zan and I are doing the loneliest road in America in July. And what it is an adventure that starts in Carson City, which is on the California side of the state, and a 300-mile epic road trip all the way to Baker, which is on the Utah side. And let me tell you, Adam, we have a bunch of quirky, fun stops along the way.
So now, Zan, how did you get, were you a part of planning this trip? Did you get convinced to try this?
I met Andriana actually in Nevada, even though we're both from Southern California. We were both invited as part of the Southern California media and content creators to do a fan visit out in Las Vegas. And it seemed like we just really connected, and we were hiking through Valley of Fire, sort of talking about our platforms and our adventures. And Andriana mentioned that she had this road trip coming up. And I think just as we continued our 3-day trip through the Las Vegas territory, we really found a lot of synergies about what it is that we wanted to accomplish, a lot of our social media purposes in terms of those connections and those relationships. And we just had a lot of fun and got into a little bit of trouble. So why not just continue that adventure? So here we go.
So the two of you together, coming up in July, you will be going through the loneliest road in America. Andriana, what was it originally that drew you to this? Obviously, you like to travel. Anybody can check that out if they want to go to thesouthwestconqueress.com. They can see more about your travels. But why this stretch of highway?
Absolutely. Well, I think for me, I personally love the deserts and the lake landscapes. And really, there's just so many fun, unique stops along the way. We are hoping to see 5-foot wildflowers that you can only usually see in July, wild horses, rural hot springs, sand dunes, the Lehman Caves in Great Basin, which is the only national park in Nevada. And of course, gotta love the Monster Burger Challenge in Middlegate. Absolutely hilarious, right, Zan?
Yes, I've seen your pictures on the blog from when you attempted that challenge before, so I'm ready.
So I did a little bit of research on this. It seems like this stretch of road originally, when it was given the name the loneliest road in America, it was almost like it was meant as a detractor. It was meant to sort of say, look, you don't need to go there. There's nothing to see there. It's lonely. It's desolate. But something has happened. I guess that article was originally written back in the 80s, I think, Life magazine or something. But since that time, it's really become an area where tourists, or maybe I should say adventurers, like to travel.
Yeah, absolutely. The loneliest road in America is on Highway 50. It is also known as Pony Express territory back in the 1800s along that mail route. And you see a lot of foodies and adventurers, like you said, want to embark on this road. And you're right, there was an article where there was a journalist who said they did not recommend it. But, you know, in today's world, we're ready to just go tackle really the edge of all kinds of adventures and really bring awareness to the public about some of these really undiscovered gems.
All right, so let's turn back over to you, Zan. Any trepidation, any concern about going on the loneliest road?
Well, yeah, because the theme of the adventure and the way that they market Highway 50 is I survived the loneliest road in America. And there's long stretches where it's desolate. And in some places, it's still having snow on the ground. And Adriana and I were talking, trying to get prepared for the trip. What should we bring? What should we pack? And she said, "Oh, and don't worry, I've got the snake venom kit." So, yeah, this is definitely going to be quite the adventure, I think.
So, Zan, I want to ask you briefly about Where Gals Wander. I first met you a couple of years ago, as I think you were in the early days, in the early months, I should say, of launching that brand. What is Where Gals Wander, and how's it going?
It's going good. So far, so good. It was launched in April of 2017, the same time that Edge of Adventure was launched. And I know that we kind of found each other on social media as well. So Where Gals Wander is the quest to answer the question, is there more to life? So if you sit down and you want to know what's out there in the big wide world, and you want to get what we call unstuck and explore, it's really coming together to help inspire people and to encourage them to go out of their comfort zones and see what else is out there. And so far, we've been pretty successful. We have a reach of about 83,000 right now. So just hit 5,000 on Instagram. We've got about 14,000 on Twitter. Looking forward to continuing to grow.
Adriana, the Southwest Conqueress, that's you, but it's also your website, thesouthwestconqueress.com. Tell me about your vision and your platform.
Sure. Well, just for everybody to know that's watching, I'm an outdoor adventure content creator, and I am inspiring people to explore the Southwest states. And I really believe through my pictures, I'm bringing the authentic spirit of the Southwest. Ultimately, I want people to feel fully alive, like I do, through diverse outdoor experiences, and to really feel the clarity, peace, wonder, and freedom that I do. I've been conquering outdoor adventures in the Southwest since 2014, so I have a lot of experience under my belt, and now I'm ready to help and share that with others. Well, we want to give a big shout out to our friends at Visit Carson City. Actually, they were in the initial conversation to come up with this trip back in the holidays. And of course, I want everyone to remember that's where your adventure starts, on the Loneliest Road. That's actually only about 30 minutes or so from the Reno airport. Also, Visit Ely is where the Lehman Caves will be. We like our friends there. Also, Travel Nevada has been very helpful, making sure we have accurate trip planning, and has been very collaborative. And also Miles and Lodge Bed and Breakfast, which is about in the middle of the road, have been very generous, and really, in my opinion, the best place to stay if you're staying for the weekend.
What, I guess, as you take this trip down the loneliest road in America, will you be blogging and sharing videos and sort of real time so that people can experience this journey with you?
I think it depends on Wi-Fi.
Right?
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, exactly. I know for me, my personal style is to be able to kind of come back and digest and really put together the story. So my campaign will be starting in later July, but really excited about doing that. And Zan makes a great point. We don't know about Wi-Fi, so.
If we can't get Wi-Fi, I'll probably pop on live a couple times just to give a glimpse. I'm planning on bringing the GoPro, so that should be pretty exciting as well. But we'll see what happens.
Well, as much as we all love social media because it allows us to share our adventures with other people and to share it in the adventures of others, there is something nice about being out of the reach of Wi-Fi or not having cell coverage, because it does, for that period of time, does kind of force you, I think, to enjoy the moment and be there at that point in time. So, Zan, I'm sure you're ready, practically or emotionally for the trip. I know you're excited. What, in terms of preparing, what are some of the things you intend to do to prepare for this trip?
Well, one thing that Adriana and I have been talking about is just starting to craft our story about the trip, not just the itinerary, but also looking at what type of social media campaign do we want to put forward? What are some of the different hashtags that we want to include? getting ready for that 5-mile hike to get up there and see the wildflowers from a physical standpoint. I think there's just a lot of preparation when you think about the trip holistically, because to your point, we're not just doing it for ourselves, we want to do this to share with everyone else as well. So trying to look at it from those two different perspectives.
You're also going to be hosting a Twitter chat or a Twitter party. What do we call those things?
It's a Twitter chat. It's Sunday Sunsets. And this is just a huge phenomenon that's taken off even in the 2 years I've been involved. It's hosted by warloudtravel.net and always 5-star. You can find them both on their websites using those titles as well as their social media handles. But in essence, on Twitter, on the first Sunday of each month, if you use that hashtag Sunday Sunsets and tag those two individuals as the primary hosts, and then starting July 7th, myself and at Suburban Men will be the co-hosts. So we're really looking forward to just having a chance to bring the community together, share some travels, focusing on the beautiful sunrises, sunsets, and amazing skies that can come together. So it really is something that I look forward to. It's just really bringing together the community and sharing those experiences.
So on a trip like this, do you take music, Zan? What kind of music do you need?
Oh, when you talked about the preparation, that's probably the biggest piece that we still have to finish up. Now, luckily, I know that we share a love of country music.
Yes, we do.
So we've started putting together some playlists, and there's actually an artist, Martin Joseph, that I discovered that I started putting some songs on. So I'm looking forward to getting to introduce that to Andriana as we travel those roads. So,
well, when you get the playlist made, I'm assuming you'll probably make it in Spotify, probably?
Yes.
Okay. You got to share it publicly, put that out so some people can follow it, and I'll follow it as well. And yes, you have great taste in music, and we do like that country music. Okay, Andriana, before we wrap up here, I guess, I want to give you the opportunity to invite people to follow along your adventures, not just this one. I mean, this is a big one that's coming up. It's going to be fun to watch, and I'm sure you'll be blogging about it after it's over, and we're going to get to hear your reflections on the trip and the different things that you saw. So we're looking forward to that. But invite us all to follow you along with at thesouthwestconqueress.com. What do we see there? What do we find there? And give us that invitation.
Absolutely. Well, please join me along my journeys, and I hope they inspire you to get outdoors and reset. One of the best places to do that. Like I said, Instagram and blog are my top platforms, although I am across about 5 or 6 in full. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TripAdvisor. So please go ahead and join me there. And I'd love to see what you're doing as well with your adventures. Yes, on my blog, you're going to be able to see a mix of trip campaigns that I've put together. I usually do like these 10-day campaigns for different Southwest states. I'm usually in California, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, or even Hawaii, hopefully soon. And I put together travel tips for more efficiency and stress-free traveling. You can see my personal progression from 2-mile hikes to 30-mile hikes. I'm kind of intense like that. What's in my backpack was a recent article I wrote on my blog. So these are great tips for everyone to cross-reference and take a look at, as well as beautiful content creation for each trip that I've taken in the Southwest over the last 6 months or so.
Well, it is a great blog, and I'm sure people will enjoy following along. So if you haven't checked out Andriana's work, please do so. Again, her website is thesouthwestconqueress.com. And she's, of course, one of our guests today. Zan, it's also great to have you on today. I'm looking forward to following along and seeing what you guys do. This is a big trip coming up, and Zan, I know it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be able to follow along Andriana's website. We'll also be able to log on to wheregalswander.com and learn more about the trip in the days ahead of it. And then as you probably take the trip, and certainly in the days after. You both are great bloggers. Listen, I'm all over social media. I have a pretty substantial social presence, but the blogging part is hard. I honestly, Zan, I don't know how you do it, and you do it so well. Is there a tip? What tip could you give me that would maybe make it easier for me?
I think just be authentic, tell the stories behind the photos. And from Where Gals Wander standpoint, it's all about making that personal connection. So I just talk about why this trip or this destination and what it means to me personally. So just invite you to do the same. And I've seen the edge of adventure. I've seen the way that you have interacted with those individuals across your adventures and those connections that you make. I think that's one reason why we've kept the relationship that we have.
Well, thank you so much for that. Your encouragement now and since our friendship began a couple of years ago, I mean, I have to say your encouragement has meant a lot. And Andriana, great to have you in the travel tribe. And I've been following along your adventures here recently. And you know what? We'll see what happens on the loneliest road in America. I will ask you both, be safe. I know you're planning it out. I know you're going to be careful out there, but just be safe and plan accordingly. I know it's going to be quite an adventure. And again, I thank you both for joining me today. Have I forgotten anything? Do we need anything else need to be said?
Make sure that you follow Where Gals Wander on Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest as well. And on Twitter, we're Gals Wander. Don't forget about Sunday Sunsets on July 7th.
Wow, you should be in TV, Zan. What's going on here? Andriana, how about you?
Yeah, I just want to encourage people to also check out my blog in late July once I start posting this campaign, because I'm developing an actual trip map for the Loneliest Road in America summer series where people can download the trip map and do this adventure themselves. Also, when they download the Travel Nevada app on their mobile phones, that's a great thing to do in advance because you can actually access different information and points on the trip when you're offline if you don't have Wi-Fi.
Ladies, great job. Thanks for joining me today. God bless you both. Again, be careful and enjoy that adventure.
Thanks, Adam.